Hello, Dan.
Hello, Gimo. I feel like we were just here.
It feels like it. Still great to be on your porch.
Yeah, I love the balcony.
Very beautiful view from your balcony.
Yeah.
So today we have a different podcast.
It's a different vibe today.
Yeah, different vibe, because normally we're just about concepts and things, and instead this time we thought we'd bring some narrative to it, like some story, some
more storytelling.
Right, storytelling, some warmth.
An epic romance.
An epic romance. That's what defines today's episode.
Between Gaël and Amanda.
Gaël and Amanda.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's the story of
a couple of cultivators.
Right in the depths of the Cauldron, as you phrased it before. And beautiful. We learn how they met through practice and grew in the relationship in practice as well, and how they're carried it all the way here to Bali.
Yeah.
And this is obviously going to give us a lot to think of, because it's not uncommon that being in a relationship causes, I'm not saying problems, but causes questions and raises questions in terms of the practice.
Yes.
Like a lot of people struggle in a relationship because of the practice. I mean, we talked about a lot of
I think the question I had going into this was how is this working for you guys? Because you're both doing this practice that takes up a lot of time and energy. That transforms who you are. Right. But you're doing it together.
Right.
And I wanted to kind of get a sense of what to me felt like a really positive example of a relationship within spiritual arts. So this was a very enlightening, positive episode.
Yes, a positive episode, because we could also do like an episode with number of couples that exploded because of the practice. Yeah. And instead we get the positive one.
We picked the positive one. Oftentimes the ones that explode seem to be the ones where one is in and one is not in.
Right.
More often.
Yeah.
So there's something about that formula where you're both doing the thing.
Right.
Seems helpful.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. Then there is a lot of other topics that we touch upon in the thing, but the core of it is this beautiful romance. And I wish we had a bit of a soundtrack to the story.
We could add some soundtrack in.
Yeah,
we could definitely do that.
Man, you're the one who has to do this thing, so don't say that if you're not gonna do it. Alright, anyway, everyone enjoy, because he's Dan and Maker.
And he's Girolamo Mari. Girolamo Mari.
You're doing a very good job. Yeah. And that is Alchemy on that island.
Beautiful, sir.
Alchemy. Join us on the show in the world on alchemy.
Thanks. Good to be here.
Yeah. It's lovely to be here. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
We have the lovely Gaël and Amanda on our show today.
And Gimo.
Oh, also here. Still again. Just keeps showing up, this guy.
Well, one needs some comic relief, I guess.
I don't get it. Anyway, fantastic to have you here. Seriously, guys, I'm really excited. I've been pushing for this quite a lot. Dan was not really into this, but I've been really insisting to have
Couples
you.
podcast.
We're not here for couples advice, though.
Although we are both qualified to give you couples advice.
Yeah, okay.
You'll probably leave here today with some nugget of wisdom that's going to save the marriage.
Little gems. All right. Okay. Cool. So we already say that they're married.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And what else is there to know about you guys? That's see what we do at the beginning.
Can you open the question just a little bit more?
Yeah, exactly. But that's I don't think you have that much to say. I'm more counting on Amanda here. So what we do at the beginning is, before we dive into the topic of the episode, we like to know a little bit about our guests, who they are, where they're from, and especially how they arrived in Bali. Not meaning on a plane, but meaning what brought you here, what was your journey to the internal arts that then led you to end up studying with Demo.
That's
and
a
us.
huge question.
I know, especially because you're two, right? Like, so this is
Yeah.
going to be multiple. So you guys have to
Cliff
actually,
notes.
coordinate it between you. Like start, like one starts a sentence, the other ends the sentence. Do that thing that married couples can do and stuff. Okay, enjoy.
Each other's stories.
Exactly. Go.
Okay, you say it. No, you.
It's too much for me.
No.
Yeah. I'm Amanda. I'm here in Bali. I've been here training for 8 months of classes. And I'm here in completely thanks to Gaël's interest in Lotus Negong. I would not have ended up in the school if Gaël wasn't studying here. So I'm really grateful that I've been able to join and learn. It's definitely changed my life. So
Yanked in by your partner, but it's a good thing.
Yeah, completely. Yanked in by the partner, but it's a good thing, exactly. But not
Had
yanked
to
in.
tie her up, everything. That's quite
Let's not
messy.
go there. Yeah, so, but not yanked into the practice as much. Like, we've been practicing for a long time.
So it's part of your guys' couple's origin story.
It is. It's part of the origin story of the couple,
Exactly.
not my origin story.
No,
the
the couple
origin
story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, so I ended up here because of him.
So not so much in regarding the practice, but regarding what the whole idea of relocating to this place and spending a lot of time here. This is what you mean. Because you said like he yanked me not so much in terms of the practice,
I see
but
what you mean. Actually, both, because I had only practiced Tai Chi and Qigong before in meditation, and so I really was unfamiliar with this kind of training. It is different than any of the training I've ever done before.
Right.
And so, I was definitely yanked into this type of practice, as well as the place. But I mean, yanked into island paradise.
Right,
Oh
yeah.
no,
Tough choice,
life is so
tough
hard.
choice. But and how did you start right at the beginning? Because I know, like, I'm not gonna spoil the whole thing, like, of how you guys met, but that was already at a certain stage of your practice. You had already made like quite a strong choice of
I
practice-wise.
did.
So
I did.
how did this all happen? Like, how did you?
Okay, well then I guess we're going into origin stories.
Yeah.
You're
It's
just gonna
it's totally that.
wait.
It's totally that.
It's fluid.
It's fluid.
Okay. Yeah. Before I practiced any kind of Chinese martial arts, I was a lawyer and I did trial work. So really just every day in the courtroom, in a prison, in arguments with other lawyers.
In the trenches.
In the trenches, yeah, it really was the trenches of legal work, in that it was very dark, very exhausting, and very sad, because the work, the caseload is people in the worst situations of their lives. And so I was taking on a lot of that. Like, I really didn't know how to separate my personal life from the lives of my clients. And so I was really exhausted on a deep level, and didn't have something to turn to or something to help me, any kind of tools. And I happened to be brought to a Tai Chi class at the park with a Taiwanese couple who taught their friends, but it was like Qigong and like very basic. Everyone was much older, so it was like not martial at all, and fell in love, like absolutely from the first class. I was like, this is what I've been searching for. This practice, Qigong, Tai Chi, this is not what I thought it was. And it connected on a very deep level. And so the person who brought me only went once, and I just kept going back. And it was once a week. I had this 1 hour amidst the chaos of the work that was like a bright moments.
Nice.
Yeah.
And for how long, more or less, did this go on? Like
About 2 years, maybe.
right.
And then I heard someone mention Wudang, Wudang Mountains in China, and someone mentioned, oh, if you like Tai Chi, you should look at this place in China. It's the birthplace of Taoist martial arts, Taoist Tai Chi.
Wow.
And I just started searching, and I would just be sitting in the office with my laptop up, working,
Right.
and pulling up at the same time like pictures of these kung fu schools in Wudang, China. And it started to kind of seep into everything, and I was just like, I want to be there. Like, I feel like I need to be one of these people in the school learning Tai Chi. Like, this is where I need to be.
Amazing.
Yeah, and so
You were distracted at work. Possibly someone went to jail because of
possibly.
that.
No,
But
actually,
I
let's not
believe
say
it's for
that.
the
That's
best.
malpractice. So. Yeah, so I eventually quit my job and bought a one-way ticket and
One-way,
ended up,
wow.
yeah. And it was so ridiculous because, you know, you search online and then you get a website that's like in Chinese and in English, and they're like, we're great, we're a kung fu school, like you can trust us, look at all of these foreigners who've been to our school. And you have no way to know if it's legit.
Yeah.
And so I called a bunch of schools, and only one got back to me, or I emailed a bunch, and only one got back, and I just wired them cash
Nice.
in the hopes that they would actually send me the visa that they promised, or like the invitation
Yeah.
to
Right,
get the
yeah.
visa. And they did.
Cool.
Like, it actually worked out.
Yeah, I mean, because you were gonna give them more money. So I mean, like,
That's what I realize now. At the time, I had
it was
no
not
idea
just
what I was
sheer
doing.
generosity, right?
That's true.
That's brilliant, though. I mean, like, I know that you are like people that don't know you and don't see you don't know this fact about you, that you look like you are super sweet and polite and gentle, but you've got like a super stubborn mind, you know, like when you want to do something, you just go for it. Like the other day, she was I don't know this, like if you were there, like she was Dan, I don't know if you were there, like Amanda was telling that once she telling someone else, no, I went for a riding trip in Mongolia. Like, really? Yeah, I wanted to go for a riding trip in Mongolia, so I called Mongolia and
Oh, it's Mongolia.
just the one. Can I get a horse? And then they didn't reply clearly, so I just went to Mongolia and then started looking around. Where do I get horses and stuff? And then this guy said like, yeah, you can get a horse from my cousin, and I get a horse from a cousin. And then just said, where do I go with the horse? And they say like, go that direction. And yeah, fantastic, I go.
That's true.
I'm like, really? And then someone else was saying like, wow, that's pretty brave. She goes, no, not really. I just went to Mongolia, got the horse. It's so funny. So I'm imagining the same thing like with now, like, yeah, I'm a lawyer, la 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 la. I like Tai Chi. Tai Chi is in Wudang. Okay, let me go to Wudang. Wudang, hi, I want to come.
Honestly, he's probably like, yep, that's pretty much what happens.
Yeah, Gaël is nodding. So, like, finally, you managed to get the visa thanks to the invitation letter that they send you, like, and all of that.
Yeah.
By one-way ticket.
And yeah, I bought a one-way ticket, and I was like, okay, we'll see what happens, and like I hope for the best that the school is real, and arrived in China.
Which is a real concern.
It is a real concern.
Yeah.
It is.
It's a lot easier to make a website than a whole school.
Exactly. Exactly. So like arrived, got a taxi, had an address, hadn't talked to anyone, still had no idea if anything was real or if it
quite
was
the
like
leap.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. But I was just like, I really want to study Tai Chi.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
Obviously. So, and
Wow.
so, that car ride actually was so interesting. Like, it's so vivid in my memory because I arrived and it's rural China. Like, it's
Right.
not like big city China that I think of when I think of Shanghai. It's a tiny town, and it's not very aesthetic, and
Dingy. You can say it.
it's a bit dingy. It's a bit dingy. It's the poorest province in China.
Is it Anhui? What is it?
Hubei.
Hubei. Okay.
Yeah. And so like I'm in this taxi riding up and it's nighttime and I'm just like, okay, like this is either the beginning of something great or the end. And that's okay. I accept either way. And you know, you ride up this hill to get to the school and it's just dark. There are no lights. Everything is just quite run down, and it really doesn't feel like you're going anywhere legitimate, safe, like
Oh dear.
that you should be in.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh no, I took the wrong gamble, like this didn't work out. And then at the end of the road, there is this huge, beautiful school with, you know, a yin yang on the outside and the lion statues on the outside, like guarding the doors.
And did you go to that or to the next one that was?
Well, I just kept going. I was like, okay, no. And it was lovely. And I arrived, and there were people still training at night by themselves, just independently. And there was this this sense of relief, like everything just kind of dropped, and I was like, I did it. Like I made it.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
okay. Like everything
Yeah.
from now on is going to will change. Like we'll see what comes from this.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And then you stayed there and started studying and practicing there, and we will talk a little more about more in detail about Wudang a little later, because that
Yeah,
to me is
sounds good.
part of the topic that I have in
Yeah.
my mind. I don't know if
Yeah,
that
yeah,
has a
I
similar
would agree
topic.
with that.
Yeah, okay, fantastic.
Definitely. It's-
Because we didn't coordinate it as usual. But I definitely want to talk a little bit about the training
There's
in
a
Wudang.
plan. There's a plan.
Yeah, that's a plan. We don't need to
Just
talk
like our
about this thing.
teachers.
Like, see, I said like this is my idea, and he said, yeah, that's good. Like, because that's how it works between us. Like we just coordinate mind.
Ping and pong.
Ping and pong. I'm pong, and so we'll talk a little more about Wudang later. But basically, so you spent there like a few months, a year. How long have you been there?
Yeah, I studied there in the school for 6 months,
Right,
but my cash was running out,
Right.
and so I found a job teaching English in a nearby city. And so I would just take a bus into another city 4 days out of the week and stay there, and the school would put me up in a hotel. And I would teach English.
Oh, cool.
And it was lovely. One of the best jobs, by the way, is teaching English to children in China. Like, turns out it's just lovely.
Because
The
they
kids-
remember everything.
They remember, they work hard, they're super respectful. Teachers have a position of respect in China.
Yeah.
And so the parents were like, no, don't complain to me. Like, you listen to your teacher, which is really different from the US.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know? And so I ended up staying there from 2016 to 2019.
Oh wow! And so, like for after the first 6 months, you were doing like basically 3 days of training a week, something like that, and 4 days of teaching, more or less.
Yeah, so I wasn't training nearly as much. I started training by myself.
Right.
And independent training, just in my experience, has always been far less
of course.
intensive. It's a lot harder to motivate myself to go 6
I
to 8
agree.
hours a day.
That means
Actually, it doesn't
6 to 8
happen.
minutes,
6 to 8
right?
hours a
Like-
day by myself, yeah. Really difficult to do.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think like the level you need to reach to be able to actually train on your own responsibly for real,
Yeah.
it's very high. Like
Yeah, I
normally
agree.
you always need a boost, or I think like even if you're training on your own and you're doing like you think you still need like a retreat every now and then, like a workshop or maybe
Yeah.
a class every 2
Yeah.
weeks or something. Otherwise, it's very difficult to motivate
Yeah,
yourself.
something to rekindle the fire sometimes.
Yeah. Otherwise, it just little by little decreases, right? Like you think you're doing fine, but you notice that you're finding more and more excuses to skip the training, to shorten the training. Yeah, this one I know I can do a little less today. Oh, I feel a little. And all of a sudden you're doing nothing and eating popcorn in front of Netflix. But so okay, and I don't know how to go on about this, but
Well,
Well, it sounds like maybe
yeah, so
some
I
other
was,
person came into
yeah,
your
that's
life.
what I was
Exactly,
gonna say.
right?
Is that so I arrived and one of the I met those other students that were in the school, and there weren't many foreigners, but one of the people I met is Gaël, my now husband.
wow, it's so beautiful.
And how did that go?
Jury's
She's still
out.
complaining.
No, absolutely wonderfully. Like, just wonderful from day one and better and better.
Oh my god, like I'm not one to get moved by this stuff, but I actually am. Okay. All right. So okay, so like the part in which you're together, we're gonna explore later. So now we go backward many years before, because you're much older. many years
Thank you
before.
for the reminder. Appreciate
I
that.
try to remind him too.
To the
And today is a special day for that.
Yeah.
oh, today even more older.
Even more.
Even more older today. More and more older.
Yeah,
Like,
the
happy
last,
birthday, Gaël.
The last year of the 30s, yeah. Next year is 40.
Ooh,
Yep,
you'll tell
I just
me
hit
what
that
it
one.
feels.
Yep.
You'll tell me what it feels to be 40. So we go back and to the south of France, like southish of France, like.
No, actually Paris.
Paris.
Ah, okay, we go back to Paris. Okay, let's go back to Paris. I don't know, like,
Yeah,
okay.
I was just born in Paris
You were
originally.
born in Paris? Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
He grew up on a houseboat on the Seine.
This I knew. I didn't realize it was in Paris.
On the Seine.
Yeah, that was like
very
the
good, like-
cheap housing option at the time.
How more French can it get?
Yeah.
Was this house in the shape of a baguette?
Pretty much, yeah.
Little boat.
Floating a baguette.
Floating baguette of Paris. Right. So
Beautiful.
okay. So but like skip the childhood. Like I mean, like no.
Yeah.
Go to the part in which you actually start getting involved somehow with.
Well, actually, it starts
Internet.
in my childhood because of like health concerns, and that were treated with shiatsu and traditional Chinese medicine. And so that's when I started to like be curious about it. I was practicing also some martial arts, like a bit of judo, a few years of karate, which I sucked at because I didn't listen to the teachers.
Right. It was like kind of like the after school activity that your parents were making you do. Like go and do judo. That'll teach you some discipline. That kind of thing.
Something that is, I chose it, like especially for the judo. And after like my brother started karate, I was like, oh, he's gonna beat me up, so I'm gonna do that too.
All right.
Yeah, ended up continuing to be interested in it. Started to study shiatsu on animals because I hated humans. So
Yeah, you say that as a joke, but I know it's a true fact, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, no, I'm not even joking about that. Like,
Very French.
I really, I don't, possibly, but yeah, got a little better. Now I just hate Gimo. It's
okay.
much better.
Narrowed it down.
I can handle it. It's okay.
And yeah, ended up finding one day someone who was practicing Bagua, and so started practicing Bagua, which now I know is completely heretic because like what we were doing at the time, which was like walking in circle, trying to like place our hips in the right way, and that was it. That has like nothing to do with what like Bagua can mean on a much deeper level. I started studying Chinese medicine with my teacher also, and yeah, at one point I had put money on the side for a long time to go to China and go to Wudang because for the same reason I thought that it was like the birthplace of Taiji, like it has like this mystical aura to it, and some like life situation made me like have the opportunity to say fuck off to everything that I had in France at the time.
Great.
And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to China. So I went a first time. I spent a year, which was pretty good, but yeah, still had a lot to learn. Then went back in 2016, and had no idea at the time if I really wanted to continue Kung Fu or not. But I had like 2 months that was prepaid at the school, and so I went there, started training again, like kind of fell in love with the practice, and met Amanda.
Double romance.
Double romance.
Romance with the practice.
So, okay, so now we have the two of you together in Wudang. And what happens more or less from Wudang to here? Well, how did that go? Like you guys, like, because this was like 2016 and then to 2019. Were you there all the time until 2019 as well?
Yeah.
He was there full time.
Full time, yeah. You kept training full time and seeing her. So every now and then, like this thing, like she would come from with a bus from the city, bringing some desserts from the city.
She was
like
that far.
We lived, at some point he moved out of the school and kept training, and we lived together in apartments in town.
Okay.
But yeah, the first few months were really interesting because it's like, you know, it's its own bubble of the Kung Fu school. And so like we lived in the school, we trained in the school, we ate in the school, and so you'd only go out once a week just to maybe have an ice cream or something from the outside world. And so we never wore outside clothes, like we wore training clothes. And it's like the Taoist training clothes, which are like the yifu, and it's in blue or white or black and traditional colors. And it's like the cotton that's really loose.
It's the shoes that are the problem.
Those
shoes are...
Which ones? The black and white stripes?
With the little like half circles on the side?
Yeah, there's those
or
ones.
Or the Feiyus?
Yeah, no, not the Feiyus. Feiyus is fine, like the just gym shoes, like the tiny little shoes that don't cover big part of your foot, and you've got those thick white socks there, like this is very strange thing.
I wasn't into the white socks that go up to the knees.
There's a very, very specific Wudong sense of style. Yeah.
There is, that's exactly right. So you go to the grocery store and everyone from the different Kung Fu schools has come down to town, and they have everyone's got their weapons, you know, on their backs.
Really,
and
like it's a bit...
Everyone's got their Kung Fu shoes,
Is it a little cosplayish kind of thing? Like, do people get really involved? Like when they sit down, do they make the robe
brandish
swirl and
their sword?
put the sword on the table and say, you're back again, Gaël.
Well, there's a part of it, but there's also a part of like when you have a break, like you don't have time to like get changed, so you just like go in that and like go to the grocery store in your yifu, because that's basically what you
and
wear all
also
the time.
Chinese people do that, or is it
also
just...
Chinese people?
Okay, so it's not a case of having like the
No.
grocery store person thinking, oh, damn idiot Westerners. No, it's everyone.
They're very used to that, and there is like people in traditional yifu like wandering around. That's normal.
That's quite cool.
And I want to say we were kind of told to wear the yifus. Like we were given, there was a uniform.
Expected to,
Yeah, expected to wear it to
yeah.
class every day. And so, yeah, that was just, those were the clothes that you had.
Is it a very... How many... Technical question here. How many yifus did you have?
Well, I'll be honest, I got into it because you could go to tailors and then pick your colors and then pick your style, and then they had like alternative styles that were very pretty and very feminine, and so I would like pick different colors. And pick different styles. So yeah, I got into it.
Okay, because I'm wondering, like, also like it's a humid mountain place, right? Like how you dry your own clothes. Like you must have a number, because like you get like super wet and drenched in these ifus, right?
So there's a technique to it. You put your yifu on, you sweat in it like crazy. You clean, like you soak it with a little bit of soap. You put it on the drying pole, and in the morning you put it. It's still wet, but you put it back on.
Oh,
that's the thing.
Brutal.
That's a
because
technique.
that's the only way you can do. Like in summer, like there is one part of summer, like for a good like 3-4 weeks, it's so hot and so humid, nothing dries.
Yeah.
And if you let it for too long on the drying pole, it just molds.
Gotta keep moving.
Yeah.
That sounds brilliant. I'm not going to ask about shoes.
This Bali school must feel like a breeze compared to that, you know, in terms of the level of integration in society and access to food and clothing.
Definitely, it's quite different. Yeah, quite different. It's like a breeze, but also I think living in the school and then having everything just be really structured is easier. It's easier to focus on the training, because you don't get to decide what you're eating. You're just given the food, and you don't have to decide what you're wearing or what needs to be washed. You just like wear the same things every day, and like the washing is really simple because that's what you wear.
There's something about that structure and routine you found helpful.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it made things like very easy, but also a little too easy in a way, because as you said, we didn't have any decision to make. Like everything is like pre-decided. We know exactly what's going to happen every day. And I realized, especially at the end of the first year, like I had trained for a year, and I was like, okay, I kind of reached like a good level of discipline, even like a mental state that is like much like calmer and stable. And then I went back to France and everything shit, because like the conditions were different. I had to make decisions again. I had to work again. I had to like see people that I didn't like again, and like that actually changed a lot. And realized that okay, like being in this kind of environment just makes things so easy that it's not fully adequate, like to really create a deep change.
Right.
I think in a way that's a brilliant aspect of the fact that we have like 4 months of intense training and then 2 months of break in which we actually have to be on our own and maintain a practice, be strict with ourselves without having anyone screaming at us, and at the same time negotiate that with our regular life, which for me is always tricky. When I go back to Italy, it's like it's literally very, very, very difficult.
And our experience here in Bali is not so monastic, right?
It's not so monastic, but
Definitely.
but Demo was originally thinking about doing something more like that, as far as I understand. Like he was planning on getting a school in which we would all reside as well, and all that. And I think he then thought that it would be a little trickier, and people mostly would just hump each other all the time, like, and it would become one of those things, and everyone too much drama, everyone hating
this
each
is
other,
a
humping or
success
hating.
story over here. So
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, Demo.
And to be honest, like this kind of like close environment were definitely like a drama cooker for sure.
That's true. That's true. There was so much drama.
I mean, like as soon as you have a problem with someone, you cannot avoid them, like, and it just builds up and builds up and stuff. And considering this guy didn't love anyone, like except you, hated everyone else, like he was just brewing. So then we go back to Udang later, I think, because I'm curious to compare like the stuff that you were training there with the stuff that you train now. But so after 2019, like you went back to, how did it work? Like you went back to France, you went back to the US. How did it work?
Yeah, we went back to France together,
Oh.
and we still didn't know what was going to happen, but we had decided that we wanted to get married. And then
It's so nice. I love it.
and then actually COVID happened, and we weren't yet married. And basically, I went back to the U.S. thinking that it should be okay and will pass quickly. Couple months, maybe tops. And then couldn't get back, and couldn't get back to France, and he couldn't come to the U.S. And so we were like, wow, we really should have gotten married before, but we ended
Would
up.
have made a few stuff much more
It
simple.
would have been so much easier. That period, especially,
You
because
could have also invited me, by the way.
you're right. You're right. If only we could do it over. Yeah.
Next one.
Okay.
It's a recommitment ceremony.
Is that what they're called?
I think so.
Yeah. So COVID was actually really rough, and then I ended up getting basically something like a fiance visa.
Okay.
To get back to France, and it was a hassle to get. Like, it was so much paperwork, and it took a long time to finally get it. And when I finally got it, we were like, done, let's get married, like, waste no time. And so we had a very small COVID ceremony at the local mayor's office.
Right.
It was very quaint and very cute. It was like a French village marriage, so it was lovely.
Wearing Ifu?
Yeah, with our swords, actually. We actually touched swords. That was no exchange of rings.
Cling.
Exactly.
But I do have a picture in my wedding attire practicing Kung Fu,
Nice.
True.
I do have a few.
I can imagine that.
Fucking nerd.
Kung Fu nerd, yes.
Yes.
Tai Chi nerd, yes.
Yes. So and then so this was 2020 or something like that, and then you, how did you go? Because also this we're still talking mostly. Yeah, there was Tai Chi, but all the aspect of Neigong and Qigong and more things, did they come into play at some stage? And how did Demo come into play in this? How did you arrive in Bali?
Well, I'll just say that Gaël teaches Tai Chi in France, and so it has always been this nice part of our lives, is that he teaches, and then he has his teachers, And so I've always gotten to like go to these classes that he and his teachers give. And that was like that period of like 2019 on is those classes. And then, yes.
Yeah, well, the like
Finish
how
the sentence.
I actually don't know what the sentence was.
me neither. But to answer your question, yeah, I've been following Demo on the social medias for like a while, and so when I was in Wudong, I actually like saw some of his videos and were thinking about starting the academy, even though at the time like I could not like offer the school in China, and that at the same time I was like, okay, I need to like stay as long as possible in Wudong. And but I remember, for example, watching his video on stretching for martial arts, and that blew my mind. And then I went on the training field, starting stretching like that, and realized how much, like how big a difference it was making.
I remember the video, the one in which he's in Sweden and he's got like he keeps rolling up his shirt sleeves. Maybe you don't remember this video. Stuck to my mind quite a lot. I watched that video and I think like just do it once, like stop, do it properly, and just don't do it. Like every 6 seconds he's pulling up his made me a little nervous. Sorry. Go ahead.
So his OCD triggered your OCD, I see. And so basically, like when I started martial arts, like Chinese martial art, what I was looking for was Neigong. I was looking for like a proper like internal practice, because it's something that like resonated with like things that I had lived, especially as a kid, like feeling of now I know now what I know is chi in my body, and kind of playing with it without really realizing what it was. And then in Wudong I actually met a teacher who had a Neigong system, which I like basically like escaped the school where we were training in to like meet that guy and study with him, even if it was like it had to stay a secret, because otherwise my teacher would not have appreciated it and I would have been kicked out of the school. All fun stuff.
There's some politics involved.
Yes, absolutely. So much politics and drama in Wudong, you have no idea. It was quite ridiculous. But then he made us like stand for long times, and basically like the same principle as Wuji. The basics were a little different, but and it was very useful. And then the second part that he wanted to introduce me to was his version of Dantiangong, and that's when I actually met some of his senior students, and one of them was really good and was like obviously like on a path and had gotten much stronger, much healthier from what I've seen on like old pictures of him, and like practice Tuisho with him. The guy was really good. And then the
push hands.
Push hands, yes.
Yeah, push hands, which is an exercise in Tai Chi.
Exactly. Thank you. Full completion.
Well, people who listen to that podcast.
Yeah, I mean, like
right?
you already said, you said Wuji, you said Dantiangong, then you go to a show, like it goes a little, maybe too much. But yeah, no, people know.
And so basically the 5 other were like, in my opinion, going crazy. Like those like like eyes where the Shen was like really agitated, like very agitated spirit behind the eyes. And so I realized, like I saw a little bit the practice that they were doing. I was like, okay, I'm out. Like I don't want that. And understood actually much later with on some demos talk that some systems are like small and can be like really useful for people who have the right conditions. Yeah. And so one of them had the right condition and all of the other not. And so much. There was nothing to like bring them to the right conditions to make the system work.
Yeah. All right. So that thing that Demo says, like that some systems have a number of exercises, of which only a few are the core exercises that lead you straight to the practice, but all the others are there to correct all possible imbalances and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
At least that's how I understand it.
Yeah. No, I understand. And so this guy instead was teaching like 3 exercises, a very small system that didn't consider imbalances, and so like his 5 old students were all slightly unbalanced, and it was amplifying those lack of balance.
Exactly, they were leaning their imbalance for sure.
All right, I see. Wow.
All that to say, so that was like, how did we come to Neigong? And then actually we ended up after China, so as you said, going back to France, and then Masha, who's at the school here, invited us in Portugal at one point and received the email from Demo because she had the what's the name of it again? The subscription at the academy.
Academy. Okay.
And so told us that Demo was going to open a school. And so for me, that was like, okay, that's what I'm doing.
That's
like,
the thing.
It was absolutely
You were ready.
No doubt about it. That's what I needed to do. So yeah.
But you understand? Sorry, in Portugal you were invited because Demo was living in Portugal at the time. Or you invited?
No.
It was a separate thing.
It was a complete separate
Ah, okay,
thing.
okay.
Yeah, it's just like there was this moment where Masha was like, Demo is opening a school. And for Gaël, when he got the news, he was like, okay, well, I guess I'm leaving France, and I'm going to wherever the school is, and that's it.
I mean, it's cool that you guys had some experience doing something like that, right? Like packing up and leaving.
Yes.
Yeah. Like when Demo first announced that and I heard about it, I was like, oh, that's cool. Maybe I'll go out for a couple weeks.
Oh, really?
And I had to really sit with it and like, wait a second. This is what I was looking for.
Wow.
But it took me a second.
Yeah.
So I had no experience dropping everything.
Right, yep. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. I guess I had experience with dropping everything a couple of times.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like when we knew about the school, I knew he would go, and I did not intend to study here at first. And so I was just like, okay, well, I guess I'm dropping everything and going to wherever.
Oh my God, what a devoted.
But you still work some of the year as well, right?
Yes, definitely. I have to. Like, otherwise I can't afford the classes. So, yeah, I will go back and I'll work in the spring.
And we'll miss you dearly.
Thanks, I'll miss you guys too.
Yeah,
I'll really miss
it'll be
it.
very
I'll
hard.
miss the training.
Yeah.
It's terrible, especially because like you kind of, how to say, deluded us by saying like, no, probably I'll be here in spring, and then you change your mind. This is like blow to the heart. Yeah,
I'm sorry, that's true. I kind of deluded myself.
I still got time to make you change your mind. Anyway,
So
Do agree with that. I do agree with that.
good job.
So the topic for today is kind of like a split topic, right? So it's a little bit about comparing the school, the Wudang school, the martial arts there, to what we're doing here, as well as what is it like cultivating as a married couple? Like, how is that serving a relationship? Where are there sticky issues in terms of navigating that together? Something that I'm particularly interested in also.
Do you want to go to that question now?
Sure, let's do
Okay.
it. Either of you?
We can go back to Wudang as well.
Yeah. Because this was just the introduction, by the way. Guys.
Yeah.
The longest introduction we ever got. Like,
It's 40 minutes.
Yep, not surprising.
40 minutes of origin story. I love it. No, but seriously, this couple in cultivation is a very interesting topic. I bet that a lot of people are instantly picking up on this because it's very difficult to maintain relationships and stuff when you have such a peculiar and at the same time all consuming passion or whatever you want to call it, like such as the practice we do, and it's tricky. It can be tricky. So it breaks a lot of couples. That is statistically proven. Like
Not
it breaks
surprising,
couples,
yeah.
right? Like, but instead, sometimes, occasionally, it seems to work amazingly in couples, and yours. I don't want to jinx it anyway, but seems to be like one of such examples. Like you guys make it work, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners would like to get a good word of advice.
Not here for couples advice.
Well, one of the first things that actually comes to mind is that we are lucky enough to like work and train in the same school, because originally like I was accepted to the school, and Amanda was supposed to just join me and do like
Work, maybe
right.
do my
Just
own
be in Bali.
training.
Yeah.
Like kind of create my own life on the side,
Right.
and do my own training of some kind.
And so when I talked to Demo about Amanda, and basically I was like, oh, maybe if there is like, I don't know, like a place that ended up being opening, like she's there, and he like made sure that she could actually train with us, and it makes a huge difference because explaining what we do to someone who is not practicing it is quite difficult.
That's why we started the podcast.
Yeah,
We still haven't done it.
Well, I understand that it takes like multiple strats to cover for sure.
Multiple seasons. Sponsor. We're looking for one.
And so basically, like, yeah, before we are practicing like Wudang Taiji and some young style that my teacher in France practices also. But like the depth of practice that we can cover now is very different. And I am very glad that Amanda can like share that, because otherwise I see how it can create distance with someone who's not practicing for sure.
Yeah, the fact that you get so obsessed about just sitting on the floor and rolling your hands in front of your belly
Yes.
for hours and hours a day,
Yes.
it's difficult to explain, right?
Yeah.
Like, and what I always think is that it's possible to explain it to someone and someone accepting it when there's nothing else going on in the couple in terms of complications or stuff like so they go like, okay, yeah, that's your thing. I love you actually for that. That's great, brilliant. Okay, keep rolling your hands. But then there is something that
I
comes
love the
along.
weirdo that you are. Good.
Yes, exactly. That's beautiful, right? I love you weird. But then something happens, like I don't know, like a child comes in the picture, or maybe there's some financial distress, or like maybe whatever, a stressor. Good, thank you. A stressor, then like it becomes very difficult to keep justifying that rolling of your hands. Like, can you please take the little Kevin to school? No, rolling my hands in front of my belly. That's what I do, and you gotta accept it. And that becomes tricky. And instead, if you got a person that truly understands why you're rolling your hands.
Then little Kevin just homeschooled. He's rolling his hands too. Everybody's hanging out. No need to go anywhere.
Exactly. Honestly, I think that's it. You really need to have someone that
Little Kevin
understands.
is like rolling his hands next to you.
I will say, not having a little Kevin does actually make
help,
things
yeah.
easier.
Oh yeah, it's a lot
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
I have a couple of friends in Rome who practice, and they love their families very much, in case they're listening. But definitely, because there are multiple Kevins and wives and things, like they cannot devote as much time to the practice as they would like to, and they're a bit frustrated by
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So Demo's very gracious with partners.
I am.
I've seen that.
Like eternally grateful to Demo for this, because he was so open and gracious, as you said. Just like, yeah, bring her. Like, don't leave your wife to not practice. Like, bring her. And I was able to start practicing, and he was so welcoming to me and supportive of my practice, because I was new. I had never done Neigong before. We had sat together, and like I had done the meditation that I had learned previously while he did Neigong, and I was like, okay, he's doing his own
a
little
rolling
thing, and that's fine. But practicing together and like knowing what's not even just for myself. Like for myself, it's incredible. Like that is its own rewarding exploration, and that's wonderful. But I'm so glad that I get to practice with you, like with my husband, because I think it would be quite difficult if I wasn't practicing. So I think that a lot of the relationships, like people who one person practices and one doesn't, I think, yeah, it probably is quite difficult.
I mean, there is also this amazing advantage of the fact that you can practice together. You can compare notes. You can explain things to one another. You can, if there are partner works to be done, like you can do like the push hands that we were mentioning before to a show. You can practice together and all of that. Right?
He's always doing that in the kitchen, like really always trying to do push hands in the kitchen. And I'm, just like, I'm cooking, like actually doing something.
Yeah, right. Like,
I can be cooking and doing Twishu at the same time.
I know.
No, actually I can't.
But you know, we also, like, since we met, we've always trained together.
right. That's
So
great.
that was always part of the relationship. Like it was always a fundamental part of the relationship. Was like we woke up at 6 and ran together, and then like I learned Zhangzhuang from you. Like
Which is standing positions again. Like
Tai Chi.
exactly,
standing Tai Chi, yeah.
exactly a Tai Chi standing position. And like you, like Gaël corrected my posture. Like he was the one who taught me to like stand properly. He was the first person and the only person until Demo really who taught me to stand like in a standing posture.
What a
And
jump.
so-
Sorry.
So training has always like been something we did together, and then I would go to his classes that he teaches.
How was that?
Lovely, actually,
Great.
all in French,
Yeah.
and quite challenging for me because my French is not great yet, but
Pretty good though.
it fluctuates. But lovely, like met lots of people. I really like his teachers in France, and so yeah, training together is just like very easy for us and normal. So yeah, we've always just done a Tai Chi form together. So.
That's brilliant. That's very lucky.
So
Yeah,
it's like
very
it's a
fortunate.
foundational part of the relationship.
Exactly, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
You're able to do it
Yeah,
together.
that
and-
was like our first date was like
Yeah.
doing the Tai Chi form together.
beautiful. So that's what makes it work.
Yeah, I think that does make it a lot easier. And so I think the Neigong process is quite transformative and
Yeah.
quite intense and quite difficult internally for each person. But I think maybe going through it together is like, it takes a lot of patience, but if both people are very open and patient, it's actually quite kind and like a really great chance for growth. Because I really feel like the relationship is kind of like its own, like kind of like a closed system where like everything that you're practicing kind of like comes from the outside and comes in, and then it like happens within the relationship.
Right.
And so you kind of see a lot of the things that are happening outside, but in this small version between the couple.
Right.
And so it's almost like the practice from outside gets like implemented with the person that you're stuck with every day. You know, we're together all day, every day. We have one small room. And so like it kind of all,
I really appreciate your patience. Thank you so much.
it takes nothing. It's so easy. Really, the easiest
Cool.
thing is being married to you. It's so nice.
This is it's getting a little disgusting. Let's not push.
I can't take the schmaltz.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's irritating, Damo. Let's continue. And Gimo, sorry.
Ooh, yeah.
You can cut that.
Maybe. Let's see about that.
Yeah, so I think it's actually quite interesting to see how the things on the outside affect the relationship on the inside.
What I find interesting is, yeah, there is like a lot of change, and like observing the change in oneself and in someone that we are very close to is very interesting, and I don't know how to describe that.
No, I agree. Like I've seen you grow and change through the practice here in Bali, but also in the practice that you did before. And it's very interesting to be like, yeah, the person that I knew 8 years ago has evolved and changed. And I think, is that what you
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys are growing together. And
Yeah,
that's also the
but
relationship
also-
is able to update and evolve
Yeah.
with that growth.
Yeah.
And having the possibility to like observe the effect of the practice
Yeah.
like on someone that I know very well, because observing oneself is a thing, but it's very difficult to be objective. It's still difficult to be objective for someone we're very close to, for sure.
Right, but a little easier.
But a little easier because it's still like an outside person, and it's very, very interesting to observe and also to talk about, like to exchange on those changes and see how we evolve through that sort of practice.
Yeah, that's true. And be able to say like, hey, I noticed this about you, or like, oh, that's interesting that you're experiencing that, because it's not what you like. It's different from 6 months ago or a year ago. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. You're basically describing Gimo and I's relationship.
That sounds
sans the
yeah.
sex, but everything else sounds
Well, you know,
pretty similar.
we've
lovely.
known
I'm
about
glad
that
to
for a
hear
long time. I'm glad you finally get out of the closet.
There would be nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely
Okay,
not.
let's clarify.
No judgment
Nothing
there.
wrong. No
We're
judgment.
very proud of you.
Yeah. Right.
No, it sounds beautiful. looks like you have a thought.
Yeah, but then I felt like let's leave a moment of silence just to stress you out when you're editing. But no, I was wondering if I felt satisfied with the couple thing, and I kind of am. Like I think it's like you guys are lucky, and I hope like a lot of other couples get to be as lucky as you are with the practice.
Yeah,
that's my word of encouragement. But
well, real quick, one of the things, I work as a psychotherapist. I work with couples, and one thing I often recommend to people who come to me individually is if they're in a relationship and it's longer than a year and it's a committed relationship, that they can see me individually, but they also need to see a couples therapist. So their growth happens together, and it's not just like one part of the couple goes off and transforms in some way, and then has to find a way to bring that back to the relationship, which is often actually quite difficult, even if they're growing for the better.
Yeah.
So this idea of like, it's really important to have that shared growth space in some way.
Absolutely. That's actually really interesting that you say that, because if I hadn't been allowed to join the school, I think I would have a very different experience of like very different things to say, that it would be quite difficult and challenging for me to feel like he was growing so much and changing so much, and I didn't have that like framework to grow and change myself as well.
Totally.
So I definitely think it would be really different.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys are making it work.
Yeah, I mean, I think also the training is good for couples in its own way. Like, there's a lot of like encouragement to be respectful and be dutiful and responsible and committed, and I really like that within the teaching that we're getting. And I like that, half the class is women, many of our teachers are women, and so you really get, you really feel like the equity. And because I mean, I've seen other martial arts schools where it's mostly
not
men,
the same.
not the same.
That brings us back to Udang.
Which actually has some women.
Okay, cool.
But maybe not as many women teachers, because women don't stay as wushu students as often.
What do they stay as?
There are some wushu students, but a lot of the women just visit as students and don't stay long term.
So, but you you managed to still make some good female friends. Marsha, for example, as well, right? Like she was there, like she was studying in Udang with you guys.
Absolutely, and some Chinese friends as well.
Right.
Like just really wonderful friends that we still keep in touch with all over the world that we train together. I think also because it was a very small group, like there weren't that many foreigners at the school, so we really bonded over just the hours and hours of training and punishments. Like, if you were the slowest runner, then like you got push-ups. If you lost a ping pong match, then you got squats.
Oh, even the ping pong. That's serious.
Jesus, I'm so happy I was not there.
Jimo would still be there squatting.
Yeah, I would be squatting forever. But I cannot see well. Play ping pong, but I don't see the ball. Squat. Sorry, master. So how would you? What would you say are the main differences between your training in Wudang and here in Bali? And I know it's a stupid question because it seems to me, for what I understand, it were very, very, very fundamentally different in many, many aspects. But if you had to pick a few key differences, what would you say?
And then maybe the strengths and minuses of each.
Like Wudang was just very physical. So we're currently practicing Gongli Chuan and Liangu Chuan,
which is Shaolin martial art form.
Shaolin martial art form, which are like external martial arts form, and that was basically what we did.
That was all you did?
We did some Taiji, but it was very like mechanical Taiji. We were supposed to put internals in it, but nobody ever taught us what that was supposed to be. Exactly. It's just like every time we asked, it was like, just like keep doing it thousands of times and you'll get a dantian, even if they never really talked about the dantian actually. So it was very physical, a lot of stretching. We were like supposed to have all our like how do you say grand écart? Splits. Yes, thank you very much. and that was pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. So a little more like boot campy. It sounds like.
Yes.
And a lot of conditioning as well, like strengthening and all that.
Yeah, like a lot of like duck walks, push-ups, running.
Sounds like something that is very healthy for very young people, maybe.
Yes.
Like something you would want to do when you're in your teens, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely not as you get older.
It was a little tough, yeah.
A little tough.
But at the time, that's at least for me that was perfect. That's what
Right. So it was perfect for your development at that moment.
Yeah.
I think
you
also
needed-
the discipline and,
Yes.
and camaraderie and these things that are they're quite good, I guess.
Camaraderie, like some healthy competition between guys. That was
Yeah.
definitely positive.
Healthy support between ladies.
You're the queen of
That's how
that.
you guys work.
Amanda is the queen of healthy support between ladies. Even when you're in the group here, like you're totally making the ladies bond and support each other. Like you do activities.
we joke that Amanda's the glue
Yeah.
for the ladies.
Gaël is the gel, Amanda is the glue.
I think it's really important, you know. We need our community time, like we need our girl time. It's really important.
Absolutely.
It is important.
Yeah.
So, do you want to shit talk a little bit with them? No.
Honestly, I have nothing bad to say about it. Like it's not what I was looking for, but it's what I needed at the time.
Exactly.
Because I was weak as fuck, and I needed to like toughen up, and that's what happened. And I was searching for like Neigong, but honestly, if I had met Demo when I started Kung Fu at the time, especially in 2016, like I was like at the bottom of the barrel, and he would just have told me, like he said just today actually,
this morning,
like, you're weak, just get out. Something
Come back
like
when you're stronger.
he's much nicer than that, and he would just have told me like you need to do push-ups, and he would have been right. So.
So it really
Honestly,
prepared you, it sounds like.
That prepared me, and also it's a great environment to train. If you already know what you're supposed to train, then you don't have shit to do but that.
Right.
You wake up in the morning, the only thing you have to think about it is not even what am I going to eat for breakfast. It's just go run, and the breakfast is after run. And then after breakfast is training, and after training it's lunch,
Right.
crash, sleep, training again, dinner, training again, crash, sleep,
Yeah.
start again.
Super structured.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. For that was great.
Good.
I'm a big fan of this kind of thing. Even when I did like the Vipassana retreats, like of the Goenka lineage, I now have like some queries with the method, like some things I don't necessarily agree with the teaching itself, but like the structure of it like was brilliant. Just sheer discipline, and you know that it's like well meant discipline. Like it's not like your army discipline, which doesn't really appeal to me, but like this is discipline that is meant to allow you to spend all your time meditating, so you don't have to have choices and just sit and meditate.
Yeah, but it's
Include
like
that, so it's
external discipline. It's not yours. That's the only
trick.
thing that.
That's the problem. That's really the problem. Except, but it does build a little bit, right? Like
You
'cause
still
I'm
have to wake up in the morning.
Yeah, I am. You have not to make up excuses, not to try and lie. You know.
That's true.
And I am a completely undisciplined person, so every form of discipline that I can parasite, I take it. So if it's peer pressure, if it's discipline coming from someone else, if it's like like I'm drunk and that makes me disciplined, I'll take it. Like whatever, like.
You have to teach me that.
Yeah,
That sounds interesting.
that's not happening actually. I'd like that. We can try. Let's see if it works.
So it sounds like at some point, like the crutch of the external structure can become a limitation.
Yes.
Is that true in your experience?
Yes, because like imposed discipline is like from someone else, is not yours, and it's very different from like you're at your house. Maybe it's the weekend, you have nothing to do.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm still gonna wake up at 6. I'm still gonna run,
Right.
and then I'm gonna do all of the practice that I need to do instead of. Maybe I want to wake up a little later and like I've got other things to do.
Sunday.
It's okay. Yeah. Like again, like all
It's
the
the Lord's
excuses
Day.
that you can make. So if you're able to like actually do the practice in that situation, it's very different.
So how do you feel like that compares to what we're doing in Bali, and how's this level of structure working for you or you, Amanda, at this moment?
Okay, well, for me that's an in between, which I appreciate because we still have to like go to the classes.
Right.
But there is like a big
There's some
part,
expectation.
yeah, and there is a big part of like self-training, like I have to do my sitting in the morning. That's my personal thing, and like personal training after in the rest of the day, like it. Yeah, I think it's a nice balance. Even if it, to be honest, like after the 4 months, like I get a little tired.
You're ready for a break. We are
Yeah, just
a day and a half away
Yeah.
from the end of the 4 months here. We're doing pretty good.
Which is sad, but I'm also tired. It's definitely an in between. I actually find that I have some trouble with my discipline, and like really making sure that I take the time to train on my own. Actually, that's one of the things about like training with a partner is that it makes such a difference for me, because I my natural state is to sit with a book and with my art supplies and paint and read and never talk to other humans and like not go outside. And it actually really helps that Gaël's like, okay, I'm going outside and training. And then there's this like voice in my head that's like, okay, well if he's going train, I can't not. Yeah, exactly. I have to go train.
So you're Gimo in the relationship.
Yeah, probably.
I'm so proud of you.
No, because I mean, like, aside from insulting me, you're kind of putting yourself in a position of little. Yeah, I'm the hero that trains all the time. I'm not sure you want to call yourself that. But okay, whatever. Whatever floats your boat.
More about your training FOMO, which could be anybody. Could inspire.
I have training FOMO. That's true. If I see someone that's training, I have to do it. Like, it's very easy to trigger me in that sense. Like, it seems like people can play tricks on me. Like.
I get that. It actually really helps, because otherwise I won't get enough vitamin D, like medically.
Literally,
yeah, I'm not getting enough vitamin D normally. And so if he's going out and training, then I'm like, okay, I'm going out and
so
training.
there's some balance in that relationship.
Yeah, and he even ordered pads to do pad work, and I was like, well, I mean, he ordered them, so like now I have to do it. And it was great and fun. Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Do you like pad work? I like it.
Yeah, I really like pad work.
Punching pads.
It's one of those things that I expected to hate, just partner work in general, but pad work is actually so wonderful. Like, it feels like something comes out, like I get something out that maybe I kind of like hold back.
Yeah.
And it's actually like quite freeing. I really like pad work.
Free the beast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We're talking about punching and kicking each other.
Yes,
just to be clear.
What
with
is
pads.
pad work?
With pads.
Yeah, do you picture someone's face on pads? Like, Gaël?
Like someone here?
Yeah.
Potentially someone I live with that I spend a lot of time with.
I'm not being that specific, but I wonder if there's people that do. I just picture the pad. I don't have enough imagination to do anything.
Honestly, I don't have to picture, because like
Because you punch him directly. No.
Well, actually, it was the first time I ever did pad work was with Gaël, and I really didn't like the idea of punching. Like, I was like, I don't want to punch. I don't have an urge to fight. And so he just started picking on me, and it was so annoying. Like the pinnacle of him being annoying, until I was just like, fuck you, and just started punching. And it actually...
Finally.
Yeah, and then, like, it came out. It was actually quite nice.
Yay.
It sounds like you had a strategy there, but I know you just were letting out your annoying sound. It was not a strategy, it was an excuse.
Exactly.
And it worked out.
Right. So I could have other questions. I mean, like, I know that at some stage we're going to do an episode on culture. I don't know if you know about this, but like, I know that we're going to do it. It's going to be an episode about it, because I think it's this whole practice, and with all of its branches and stuff, to me somehow puts in a different perspective what we in the West have as, or not maybe in the East as
Just
well.
so
like,
you know, I will not come as the token French on your
no,
episode on culture.
the whole point is that I want to have Amanda and not you for the next episode, because we want to talk about culture. that was the whole thing. Because I think, like, in the West we have this idea, there was this idea of culture as like little culture, like literature and theater and high music, as the pinnacle of humanity, right? Like, and actually, this practice says no, that's just something on the side. It can be entertaining, but actually, it can also be very deteriorating.
There's something more.
There's something more, and like often culture is a lot of bullshit. So to me, that's a bit of a critical thing, because like I was raised in cultured environment. It doesn't show. It doesn't show.
But it happened.
But so it was, and so to me it's a question. And I want to do an episode in which we debate this thing.
Deconstructing culture.
Yeah, and I think definitely Amanda is good candidate material for this, because she's got like a very literature oriented mind. That's not the right word, but like you have that. So
literarily.
Wait, so I'm just leaving a little cliffhanger there, like for a future thing.
It's something for me to think about as well.
Yeah, right.
Because I was not raised with culture. Like I had a very uncultured household growing up. There was no music or anything like that.
Right, it's okay. Like actually, music, not even mine.
But yeah, it is interesting. It would be fun to discuss that.
We'll have to discuss that.
Yeah.
And then we'll make something about, I don't know, like the circus and clowns and stuff like this, and we can invite you guys. Okay.
No, that's Romans.
That's Roman, actually.
It's definitely Romans to me. Fighting clowns.
Fighting clowns.
Roman.
So, are you satisfied with what we have done?
I feel good. Anything you guys would like to add?
Oh,
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah, it was fun.
Thank you so much. It was
Okay,
really nice.
that's great.
Hang out.
And now we go back for another afternoon of Neigong, of the boss being adamant in crushing us, I think, because it's the end of the term. So,
Sounds fun.
yeah,
Let's do this.
Lots
Here
of
we
fun. All right, love you all. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
See you.
guys.
Thank you.